I've just bought these cheeses from M&S. They were reduced. They were £7. These are in French cheeses. So they had a Spanish one as well, but there was no reduced one, so I didn't get that. But this is Saint Nectaire, so I'm gonna have a little taste of that now. That's a really nice cheese. It's like really just smooth taste. It's not sharp, it's not really anything. It's just a really nice cheesy kind of mild taste. I really like that. Kind of like, almost like kind of rubbery feel if you don't know cheeses, like, but not really like tiny kind of rubbery, not like the cheddar cheese that I'm kind of used to, or you know, mozzarella or something like that. It's got a different texture, but very nice taste. That's Moorish, that one. Now we're gonna go for the Maroilles. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I think I might have had this before. It's technically like very smelly. So this is the one with the orange skin, and it is very smelly. I think if you had like a big chunk of it, it would be reeking. Very creamy cheese. Yeah, not a very strong taste actually. That's quite mild too. Kind of like tangy a tiny bit, but only slightly. That's a really nice cheese as well. Crottin de Chèvre. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right either. This seems a little bit more moist, so we'll see how that tastes. Trying to focus in there. So not a very good focus, but that's really strong. It's got a very blue cheesy kind of taste to it. I'm not sure. Yeah, soft in the middle, really soft, like a liquid almost. And that's quite a strong cheese, almost like a goat's kind of cheese, but oh, that's because it is a goat's cheese. Yeah, it's very much like a goat's cheese, but actually it's like, now I know it's a goat's cheese. It's kind of mild for a goat's cheese, and I just love the creaminess of it. And like the more it stays in your mouth, like the nicer it gets. Yeah, very tangy like a typical goat's cheese, but very nice at the same time. I can't explain it. It's very cheesy, but kind of melts in your mouth. Beautiful. Forme de Ambert. So I just realized on the labels there's the animals it came from. So most of these are cows. So this is definitely a blue cheese. Yeah, it has like kind of holes in it, and it's quite smelly as well, quite poignant. But as referring to the taste, it's actually really mild for a blue cheese. It's not strong. I mean, I don't know if that's probably because it's good quality blue cheese, but it's really nice. I like them. I like all of the cheeses here. I think they're obviously the best of France. That's why it's like a little tasting box. But they taste delicious, all of them. And they're all very Moorish. Yeah, they taste great. And they don't smell, like you can't smell it because they've obviously put tiny slices in there. But yeah, these are like the best of France. Delicious. I'm very tempted to go and get the Spanish one now for £7. So I've also got this crafted sourdough. I hope it has before. But yeah, what is it? Kalamata and Nocellara olive sourdough, rye dough and wheat dough. So this really appealed to me because I just saw the massive nice olives in there, and I do love olive bread. But you know, Marks and Spencer also has a lovely range of breads, but I chose this one, so I'm going to slice it up. So it's actually a very warm day. We're in the UK, and it's October, the middle of October, and I'm actually sweating at home and I haven't got the heating on or anything. Well, I have only one heater on and that's in the kitchen, but it's a very, very warm October day. Thank God, because we have been having very freezing cold days just before the last few days just gone. So this is what it looks like inside. How beautiful is that? The olives are so green and bright and vibrant. The bread is like really soft inside. So I'm going to take a bite now on its own because it's so delicious looking. You can hear that crunch on the outer coating of the bread. I don't know what you call it, skin. It's got a very light but dense feel to it. I don't know, that's like contradictory, but it's both at the same time. I'm just going to bite that lovely chunk of olive there. I can safely say that is a really good olive bread. Really good sourdough olive bread. I'd recommend eating that. They do say sourdough is healthier for you. Who knows? But I'm going to eat this with some of the cheeses now. I think it will complement the cheeses really well. So the bread cost about $3.50 for the loaf though. So it's not a cheap bread. But, you know, if you want to eat good food, you've got to pay the price. So yeah, but most of the kind of really nice breads in Marks and Spencer's are around that price. So yeah, £3.50. And the cheeses though, I think are a little bit overpriced, like £7 just for like 4 tiny slices. So that's a little bit pricey. I mean, I think a £5 would have been perfect. But yeah, £7. But hey ho, they are really good cheeses, and I'm glad that I got it at a bargain price of £3.15 on reduced price. So I'm going to enjoy my lovely little snack now and watch my other videos for more various reviews on food and hotels and you name it. I've just been trying apricot jam with the goat cheese on the olive bread. And I have to say, it's a really good combination. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. Because, you know, I always think that, well, as I was eating this, but in general, I always think that there's something missing when you have cheese and bread or cheese and crackers. You know, it just needs a little bit of something extra. So usually in the UK, we have like grapes or jam, like onion jam, usually like sweet chutney kind of onion jam. And so I thought, well, you know, I'm only going to use what's in the house. I'm not going to go out and especially buy some extra stuff. So I'll just spread the goat's cheese on there. And then I have this from Lidl's. I don't know if you have Lidl's in where you're from, but this is just a cheap kind of apricot preserve, but it does have nice chunky apricot pieces in it, which is nice. And I think it was like under £1 or just £1 that cost for a whole jar. So it's a pretty big jar. So with the goat's cheese, especially because it's quite tangy, as you can see, look, there's a big chunks of apricot there. So yeah, I'm going to put that much with the goat's cheese because I think it looks a lot, but it's not really because of the big chunks. And basically that's how I eat it. And it's just divine, actually. It goes extremely well because the apricot jam isn't actually that sweet. You can still get like a really strong goat's cheese flavour coming through with that lovely bread as well, and the olives kind of like lurking in the background of your palate. I think it's great. I could even probably do with a bit more of an stronger olive taste, but I've never tried olive tapenade and cheese with crackers or bread, so maybe I'll try that one day. Maybe I'll do another video trying that. That's basically like how I eat it. I'm actually going to try all the cheeses with the apricot jam on the bread. Just experiment with the tastes. But I have a feeling they're all going to taste good with the apricot jam because it's just not a strong tasting jam. Give it a go. Some people might say putting the jam with the cheeses, like especially such kind of expensive cheeses, probably ruin the taste. But like I said, I've always thought there's something missing, and I quite like the combination. But I've just tried the blue cheese with the jam, and that's not so good actually. So I'm going to try it on these that I also got from Marks and Spencer's. Pretzel Thins. And these are the sesame one because I love sesame. They were only £1.40 a packet. And they look like that. So we will now see how the blue cheese tastes on the little pretzel. Actually, that's really good. Salted sesame pretzels. I think that's a really nice combination. For the blue cheese, definitely. Not jam, but pretzel. The sesame seeds add kind of like an extra dimension to it. I'm actually going to try the Marolese cheese with the pretzel. So I think even just savoury goes with savoury. Those crackers definitely go with the Marolese cheese as well. But I'm also going to just try the Marolese cheese with the jam. I've got a little bit of jam left on my bread there. So I'm going to plonk that on. Maybe add a touch more. And see how that goes down. I think that's also really good. It's only really the blue cheese that doesn't go with the jam. So I'm eating like the end of the bread here. It's quite tough to chew through, so I wouldn't kind of chew that bit if you've got like dentures or I don't know, some false teeth or whatever. It is delicious, and luckily I have all my original teeth, more or less. I like that Marolese cheese with jam. I'm going to continue eating it that way. And then got lastly not least, but the Saint Nectaire. I do like licking my knife. Don't worry, no one else is going to be sharing these things. It's only me. I'm even looking at my M&S toasted sesame oil. And I'm thinking, as an experiment, I think that would go really nice with some of the cheeses, maybe. Because, you know, I mean, in the UK, we kind of sometimes put olive oil on bread instead of butter. And maybe you can eat that with cheeses. So what about sesame oil? The sesame is actually really, really nice with soya sauce, if you didn't know. It's quite a strong smell. Not really sure how well it goes with the olive bread, but we can try. So I've put a little bit of sesame oil on my bread there, and I'm going to try it with the Saint Nectaire cheese. I would say it's okay. I wouldn't like to say it's amazing because the sesame oil is so powerful that it kind of like disguises the cheese taste. All in all, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't choose it necessarily either. But yeah, interesting. And also, I'm looking at my little bottle of whiskey there. Well, not little, but I've only got a little amount left. This one I got from Lidl's actually. It's called Ben Bracken, and it's a Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. It cost about £17, and it is like a super good whiskey. I'm actually surprised how cheap it is from Lidl's. When like if you got the same kind of specs of whiskey in Asda, it probably cost about like 20 or 25. So yeah, I think whiskey and cheese go well. If I remember correctly, I think that you can have the two together. But yeah, I will try that out and let you know. So I have my little, well, glass of whiskey, I'd say little. Pretty much that's about the right kind of portion. This is my Maroli's cheese. Even the whiskey smells good. I'd say if you're drinking whiskey, cheese is definitely a good compliment with that. This is the Saint Nectaire. With the whiskey in the back of my throat and on my tongue. Tastes good. Whew. I'm not just saying that because I'm an alcoholic or anything, which I'm not. I don't have any more of the goat cheese because it was so good with the apricot cheese. I kind of ate it all. So I've got the blue cheese. That goes really well with the whiskey taste in the background. I think the blue cheese is best for that. The other ones are pretty good too, but definitely the blue cheese is the winner on the whiskey side of things. So yeah, I mean, it's really good to like just experiment with different things when you're eating various things, and cheese is one of those foods that can go with other savory and sweet tastes. So it is really good to experiment. And I guess I have seen them with figs before, and like I said before, in the UK we do grapes. I'm sure there's many other things like olives, and you know, just olives, having them on the side. I would just experiment and just like whatever you have to hand or in the house, just have a go. Like even ginger, if you've got any leftover ginger from sushi making, you know, you could try cheese with a bit of ginger, or crispy onions, you know, like there's so many things. So yeah, give it a go, and put down in the comments your experiments or what you know that I haven't mentioned that goes with cheese. And subscribe to my channel. And I will see you again in my other videos. So take care until then. Ciao.